keeping fine at home. Today we are starting with our biology lesson. I would like to start with a very simple lesson, that is our environment. Lesson 15 of your textbook, our environment. Children, can you tell what is environment? Environ is a French word that means encircle. So, environment means everything that encircle or surrounding us, like air we breathe, water we drink, soil we use, plants, animals, and a lot more. Okay, so today in this chapter we are studying how various factors in the atmosphere interact each other and how we impact the environment. Okay. Children, can you tell some of the waste materials we are producing in our day-to-day life? We know every day we are creating some type of waste or other type of waste. Can you list a few of them? Vegetable and fruit peels, used tea leaves, e-waste, plastic, glass, waste papers, medicine bottles, old clothes, broken footwear, and a lot. Okay, so let's think about this type of waste materials that are biodegradable and non-biodegradable. How it will impact our environment. How we can handle with these waste things. Okay, so can you name some materials which can be decomposed into the soil? Can you name some of them? Yes, sure. Fruit peels, used tea leaves, spoiled food, waste papers, all these things are biodegradable waste materials. Okay? What do you mean by biodegradable? It means substances that are broken down by the biological processes. Substances that are broken down into simple form by biological processes. Then what do you mean by non-biodegradable waste? Substances that cannot be broken down in this manner through biological processes are called non-biodegradable waste materials. Okay? So, have you ever wondered why some materials remain non-biodegradable? Some materials are decomposing in the soil, but some others never. Say suppose we are throwing plastic into the surrounding or a polythene bag. It will remain as such for a long time. Have you ever think what is the reason behind that? Okay, let's think about that first. Okay, imagine that you are eating some coal or some plastic instead of chapati. Do you think that it will digest and supply energy? No. Why? Because the food which we eat are digested by the action of certain digestive juices or enzymes. Okay. For example, salivary amylase in our saliva digests starch into glucose, or bile juice which is produced by the liver acts upon fat. So we can tell that each and every enzyme is particular or very specific in their action. These digestive juices cannot digest plastic or cold if we eat them. Like that, in the nature, non-biodegradable waste things like metals, glass, or e-waste cannot be acted upon by decomposers or saprotrophs. Bacteria, fungi, or saprotrophs cannot convert these complex materials or man-made materials into biodegradable form. That's why some materials remain non-biodegradable for a long time. Okay, you got it? So, children, there are some questions in your textbook. Why some substances biodegradable and some others non-biodegradable? Have you got the point? Okay. Then, now let us think about how can we deal with the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste materials. See, if you are making biodegradable waste and if you are handling them or disposing them in the proper way, it will never create a problem to the environment. But if we are not handling them properly, it will surely create lot of problems. Let us think what are the problems created by biodegradable waste materials. Okay? See, biodegradable waste materials surely give an non-aesthetic appearance to the surrounding if we are not disposing them properly. Okay? An ugly look will be there in that surrounding when these biodegradable waste things are piled up there. Then it provides breeding sites for mosquitoes and many other insects. It leads to the spread of many diseases too. Then it leads to land and water pollution. Suppose if we are burning some dry leaves or old papers, it leads to air pollution too. So, if we are not handling these things, biodegradable waste things properly, it will surely lead to air pollution, water pollution and soil pollution also. Then how can we handle these waste things properly? See, if we convert them to compost, we can use it for our agricultural purposes. We can use the same materials, biodegradable substances, for biogas production also. Recently, government has taken one policy, my waste, my responsibility. Yes, children, we have to learn how to dispose our waste which we are creating in our homes properly. Okay, now let's come to the non-biodegradable waste things. We know lots and lots of non-biodegradable waste things are there in our homes. How can we handle them properly? What are the problems if we are not handling them properly, disposing them properly? See, this glass, plastic, metals or cans can be sent for recycling. Some of the items can be reusable also. So the best thing is to practice 3 R's. You are very familiar with that term. 3 R's. Reduce, reuse and recycle. Okay. If we fail to dispose this properly, we are facing all the pollutions, air pollution, water pollution and soil pollution by these non-degradable substances also. Okay. Now let's learn about ecosystem. Children, have you heard of this term? I think it is familiar for you. You have learned this term in social studies also and in your lower classes. Okay, what is an ecosystem? All the living organisms, humans, animals, plants, and microorganisms interact with their physical surrounding for maintaining the balance in nature. So we can tell all the interacting organisms in an area together with its non-living constituents of the environment form an ecosystem. Understood? All the interacting organisms in an area together with the non-living constituents of the environment form an ecosystem. Okay. For example, take a garden. In a garden, we can see different types of plants. Big trees, small plants, flowering plants like rose, ixora, marigold, lotus, and a lot. Again, animals like insects, honeybees, butterflies, maybe birds, snakes, frogs, and all. All these organisms interact with their environment for maintaining their life, for their growth, for their reproduction, for their nutritional needs. So here, all the living organisms are interacting with the non-living components of the environment of that area. So this garden is an example of ecosystem. Now let's come to the components of an ecosystem. An ecosystem consists of both living and non-living components. First one, biotic component. Biotic means living. So examples are animals, plants, and decomposers. When we think about abiotic components, it includes rainfall, wind, water, air, soil, minerals, sunlight, etc. So, in an ecosystem, both living and non-living or biotic and abiotic components interact each other. Okay. Now, let's think about some examples of ecosystems. To just consider, listen, one group of ecosystem, ponds, lakes, forests, and oceans. Other group includes crop field and gardens. Have you seen any difference between these two? I will say once again, ponds and forests. Consider ponds and forests. Then cropland and garden. Is there any difference between these two? Yes. First one is natural. It is there in the nature itself. But second one, artificial or man-made. Artificial or man-made. So we can tell that in the nature, two types of ecosystems exist. First one is natural ecosystem. Second one is artificial ecosystem. Okay. So all ponds, lakes, forests, oceans, then desert, mountains, all these are examples of natural ecosystems. Then other than crop field and the gardens, there is an artificial ecosystem mentioned in your textbook, activity 15.3. You just read the textbook and find out which is that ecosystem mentioned in the textbook. You might have this artificial ecosystem in your home also. Some of you will surely have this at home. Okay. So, one main difference between natural and artificial ecosystem is this. The natural ecosystem we need not to clean, but an artificial ecosystem like the one which maybe you have in your home needs to be cleaned in between. You just find out. We will discuss this matter later in the next class. So children, let's recall all what are things we have learned today. We have learned what is environment, then what type of waste we are producing, why some materials are biodegradable, some others are non-biodegradable. Then we have learned what is an ecosystem, what are the components of an ecosystem. Components includes biotic and abiotic. Then we have also learned the different types of ecosystems, natural and man-made. We will discuss more about this in the next class. It's all for today. Thank you.